So today's is to go live. It's all about understanding and patience. I've learned a valuable lesson just recently that I wanted to share with you guys. I won't go into detail of certain situations, but a lesson was learned nonetheless, and I figure it's a good one to share. So understanding, the first part of my teaching or go live today, is to understand every option in your life. Sometimes it's hard to understand certain things, and you just have this normal way about going about doing things and how you think about certain situations and everything. And then you have to step back sometimes and take a couple seconds to analyze a situation or a conversation or something that you wouldn't normally understand fully from maybe not even your perspective, but from somebody else's perspective. And you can maybe get caught up in your own emotion to a situation or understanding somebody's angle or perspective, and you would just go with your own perception of that situation, and you maybe get mad or you get sad or get a whole bunch of things wrapped up into one bundle there, and you don't think clearly, and certain situations could get blown out of proportion, or certain talks you have with people could get blown out of proportion, and nothing gets solved in the end because either you or the other person walks away from the situation or the talk, and nobody fully understands still, and you're still stuck with that feeling inside. So in my situation or talk, certain things happen to lead people down different paths, and at first I was kind of distraught about the situation. I was kind of not knowing how to deal with it, not knowing how to go about figuring out a way to complete that. And I took a while to think about it, because normally I would have just jumped on it and been like, this is how I feel, this is how I'm acting because of that feeling. And I took a while to think about it so that I could actually analyze, and just like having a mastermind group, I mastermind with myself to come up with probably the best solution I could have come up with for the problem at hand. I feel that I handled it in a way that I walked away from the situation feeling good about myself, good about the outcome. I mean, it was still not the best situation, but at the end of the day, the situation was handled, and it made me walk away with a positive outlook on it instead of just still feeling angst or something like that would not feel good. It wouldn't get me in the right direction. So along with the understanding of certain things and taking the time to mastermind with yourself, or maybe talk to somebody else if you can't accomplish that on your own, master your own mind so that you're not stuck with a situation or talk or whatever it may be, and still not be satisfied with the outcome in the end. Like I said, it still wasn't to my liking, but still I took the time to understand it and just grow from it, I guess. It's always best to take a couple steps back from any situation, any talk, anything that it doesn't necessarily go your way, or not even that it's not going your way, it's unfavorable for you or multiple people in a situation. So just take a couple steps back and realize that if you just understand from another perspective, I'm not saying that it will always turn out good, but if you do, more than likely, the perspective can change. So the second part of my go live today is patience. That's another lesson that I've learned. Well, I've known for a while, but it kind of made me awakened again in the not so past. I was living in the now, and it made me realize that patience can be a virtue. A lot of people seem to forget how patience can come out of a situation or a talk, or I'm sorry, I'm just drawing a blank for certain situations. It was my situation that I went through, and patients woke up and said, hey, if you step back, take a couple steps back, come from another place of understanding. And a lot of the times patience is rolled up with frustration, rolled up with other things like that. And you cannot necessarily come at it with the right angle at first. If you come at it with a more collected thought, a more collected angle, again, you mastermind with yourself or with a group of people, or just in my situation, it was with myself. So you just take a couple seconds to realize that, hey, if you have a little bit of patience and you have a little bit of understanding for the situation you've gone through, that in the end, you walk out of it with a better perspective, a better understanding, and it gives you the chance to react to such things with a better grasp of how you're going to handle the situation. If you're still here, just say hi, maybe comment, share, like, send me some love, all that good stuff. Along with patience and understanding, I think that there's a level of gratitude that follows that as well. Because once you take the 2 steps or 3 steps back, you start to realize what in that situation you could be grateful for. And grateful for different outcomes of the situation, grateful for the situation so that it's a learning experience, grateful for the individuals involved, and all of the other things, along with having the air to breathe, to get the oxygen to my brain, to think of the situation, to analyze the situation, to mastermind with myself about the situation. The ability that I have a brain, I wasn't born a tree, and that just to be grateful for life itself. So I'm home now. I don't want to cut this off yet, though. My fingers are almost about to fall off. That's okay. So we'll just sit here for a couple seconds. I want to stress how important patience and understanding really are. I want to take a couple seconds to really get clear on understanding, patience. They all wrap up with desire. They all wrap up with life. They all wrap up with gratitude. If you're ever faced with a situation that's not favorable in your idea or your situation, to just take a couple seconds back. If you just take a couple seconds to sit back, analyze a situation, analyze a problem you may have in your life, take the needed time it takes to mastermind with you or a group of people, take those thoughts into consideration from all aspects of a situation, you'll come out in the end with a way better understanding, and honestly you'll come out of it with less likely to be upset about a situation or about the outcome of the situation. If you take those few seconds, and it doesn't take long, it's like, for me, I took a night to actually think about it, but sometimes it only takes a couple seconds. Like, you just step back, blink your eyes a couple times, think about it, and then you can get going from there. Other times, different situations can take longer to deal with, but as long as you take that time, that's all that really matters. In my experience, if I hadn't have, I feel that I would still be in a situation where I am not happy with the outcome. I'm still really upset about who has come along or how it's progressed, and in the end, it would not be good at all. There's always going to be situations that are aroused from your life's experiences that will lead you down a path that maybe isn't favorable to you or to another person, and it'll end up getting you to a place where you have to make a choice, and whether it's going to bother you for a while or not at all. You get to a situation in your life and you understand that you just got to take a couple steps back, and sometimes you got to close the door, sometimes you don't close the door, and other times You just got to walk away from the situation altogether and put both hands in the air, and sometimes you have to walk away and still have that hurt inside. But as long as you can take that time to recognize and understand and have patience, then the two are hand to hand. And like I've said, if you can have the patience to understand that gratitude comes a long ways with those things, to be grateful for situations you've been in and situations you will be in the future. And now that you also have the gratitude to know that maybe next time you have a bad situation or a poor outcome, that you will have that extra knowledge to be grateful for understanding it a little bit better. So again, I want to say much love to you all, very much respect, and I'm grateful for every last moment that I get to spend with you. Thank you for your support on my Go Lives. Hopefully today's Go Live helped touch somebody in the heart and help them understand that patience and understanding are two of the more prominent keys to have full understanding in life, and hopefully it'll help somebody deal with a situation or with a problem that they may have in the future. Always live in the now. Don't live in the yesterday. Don't live in the future, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just live in the now so that you can get yourself towards the future. So, again, like always, much love to every last one of you guys. I'm very grateful for your time. And you guys have a great day. Hopefully, in some way or another, I touched each and every last one of your lives. Love you very much, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.